The Kia Seltos is stylish, roomy, and available with plenty of the latest technology and safety features. It's rather quick, too, as long as you get the optional turbocharged engine. Comfort is lacking, however, and it's not a particularly fun SUV to drive. But overall the Seltos is worth a look along with other popular models such as the Honda HR-V, Hyundai Kona and Mazda CX-30. The Kia Seltos may be suffering from middle child syndrome, receiving less attention than its Kia siblings on either side. On one hand, it's priced higher than the funky cool Kia Soul. On the other, the all-new Kia Sportage is making a splash with its crisp, aggressive styling that will likely dictate the look and feel of the brand's future lineup. Being stuck in the middle is not the only reason you might pass on the Seltos. As much as we like the Seltos for its large cargo capacity and distinctive styling, its front seats could stand some improvements to make them more comfortable over long distances. It's also not all that inspiring to drive on a winding mountain road. And even the turbocharged engine upgrade can feel underpowered from a stop. We expect Kia will update the Seltos styling next year, following other recent Kia redesigns, Sportage, Niro, and possibly even adding a hybrid engine option. If the seats and suspension are also upgraded, it could go a long way to lifting the Seltos out of its rather low standing in the extra-small SUV class, as documented in the expert rating below. As it stands, it's a ways off from challenging top-ranked Volkswagen Taos Chevrolet Trailblazer and Mazda CX-30. We tested a top-of-the-line Seltos SX, which comes with the turbocharged engine. Acceleration is sluggish from a stop, but after that this little SUV is pretty punchy. In Edmunds testing, the Seltos sprinted from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 8.1 seconds. That's great for this class and means you can quickly get up to highway speeds. The transmission shifts smoothly and quickly. The Seltos is less impressive once the road bends, however. The responsive steering and taut suspension tuning should be beneficial. But drive with some enthusiasm and the Seltos just feels overly nose-heavy and ill-suited to the task. The Kia Seltos is comfortable enough for your daily routine and short road trips. It absorbs most bumps without trouble and isn't overly floaty on the highway. The front seats are okay, but they don't have enough thigh support and cushioning to make them truly comfortable on long drives. The rear seats are actually pretty comfortable for an extra-small SUV. There's a fair amount of road noise that enters the cabin and the climate control system is a little weak when it comes to thoroughly cooling the cabin down on hot days. The Seltos interior is simple, practical, and roomy. Special mention goes to the available 10.25-inch infotainment screen. It has crisp graphics and is easy to use. The bottom screen, which displays the single-zone climate settings, is equally sharp. As one of the larger extra-small SUVs, the Seltos has enough room for most people. As long as you're under 6'2", you should find the Seltos pretty accommodating in both front and back. The Seltos is also pretty easy to get in and out of. Visibility is somewhat hampered by thick roof pillars. It's always good practice to glance twice to make sure there are no pedestrians walking toward you from the right side. The wide-angle rearview camera is definitely beneficial when you're backing up. The Seltos comes with a pleasing number of features. The Bose audio system, SX trim only, produces clear sound and punchy bass. The navigation system is easy enough to use. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone integration is standard across the board but works best on the available 10.25-inch infotainment display. Our test car had two USB ports, a 12-volt power port and a wireless charging pad in front. Rear passengers will fight over the single USB port. The advanced safety and driver aids in our top-of-the-line Seltos SX worked well and weren't overly intrusive with warnings. But the adaptive cruise control is very conservative with its following distances. You can hold a lot of stuff in the back of the Seltos. It's one of the leaders in its class with a maximum cargo capacity of 62.8 cubic feet. Leave the rear seats up and there's still 26.6 cubes. Loading cargo isn't a hassle either thanks to a wide liftgate opening and decent cargo depth. Interior storage for front passengers is sufficient. There are plenty of water bottle size pockets, a small cell phone tray in front of the gear shifter, a small console box and a glove box. As for child safety seat installation, the Seltos car seat anchor points are clearly marked and easy to access. You'll be able to install a rear-facing safety seat without too much trouble. The Kia Seltos has a few powertrain combinations. We tested the SX, which has the more powerful turbocharged engine, and our vehicle had all-wheel drive too. The EPA estimates that combo will get 27 miles per gallon combined. That's below the class average, though a base Seltos with front-wheel drive gets a more respectable 31 miles per gallon combined. We recorded 27.9 miles per gallon on our 115-mile mixed driving evaluation route. Overall, we believe you should be able to match the EPA's numbers without much trouble. The Seltos is a better-than-average value for the class thanks to its pleasing number of standard features. The top SX trim is pricey, but it adds a lot of stuff, including the turbocharged engine. Build quality is solid, but the interior materials lack substance and the abundant plastic makes it feel a tad cheap. Kia's limited and powertrain warranties are fantastic. You get 5-year 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. The Kia Seltos looks a little bit like a Land Rover Evoque SUV. And you can enhance its style with contrasting roof and body paint colors. It definitely stands out in the extra small SUV class. The rest of the package isn't very inspiring. But is it practical? Definitely. We think the Seltos EX trim has an optimal balance of features and price. Standard equipment includes all-wheel drive, faux leather upholstery, heated seats, and a larger touchscreen with navigation. You could opt for the S trim instead and add the touchscreen and navigation for still less than the EX. But the EX's additional features make it a stronger value. And if you need all-wheel drive, the price gap shrinks even more. The 2023 Kia Seltos is available in 5 trim levels: LX, S, EX, Nightfall Edition, and SX. You'll generally get progressively more features on each one, plus a more powerful engine for the Nightfall Edition and SX. Standard feature highlights include